You're listening to My Band Rocks, an audio biography, and my name is Keir DuBois. I'm not a real musician, but I play one on the internet. Since 1996, I've been a bassist and lyricist in several Southern California bands and side projects. The Mojo Wire, Honey White, Low Tide, Rad Blaster, and my own solo releases. In this podcast, I'm going to tell you all about it. And in this episode, I talk about Battery Acid Blues by the Mojo Wire, my first band's first demo album. First albums are special. First albums by first bands are exponentially much more so. People can be a bit weird about their first band. I definitely have been, and will be again. And I think first recordings are one of the big reasons why. There's nothing quite like the first rush of converting creative impulses into good, bad, and ugly originality. Nothing like getting it out of your head and on tape to make it real. Another great reason is that there's no one correct way to do this. Anyone who says so is lying. Some bands stick their toes in the water first, working their way up to competence and maybe greatness on later records. Some others jump in head first, splashing talent, or lack thereof, all over everything. Some debuts come out of nowhere with surprising freshness, and some crawl out of the distant artistic past via long ignored or discarded stylistic roots and routes. Some are labors of love, some are byblows made to avoid boredom, some come from improvised chaos, and some are complete accidents. All of the above is true for the first album I was ever part of. My first band, the Mojo Wire's debut, Battery Acid Blues. By the time we created it, my brother Bryn DuBois and his best friend Adam Hill and I had more than a year of writing and playing together, with or without drummers, and plenty to throw in that stew called Your Life Up to This Point, so often poured into debut albums. We had no agenda other than having fun, being creatively expressive, and cracking each other up. I get knocked down. All the other usual motivations applied too. Friendship, discovery, revenge, guilt, and impressing girls. But when we arrived in Isla Vista, we'd nailed down the basic 12-bar, 3-chord classic rock and pop template. We'd been recording since starting the band in May 1996, but the actual album sessions didn't start until October 97, only a week or so after we'd recruited drummer Brandon Klopp for a few jam sessions and keg party gigs. We created a unique sound on tape almost in spite of ourselves. Bryn, Adam, and I were almost completely ignorant of established recording methods, but Brandon soon saved us with actual technical knowledge. We took a few shortcuts, like using an electric drum kit to make live tracking easier, which made the final product a strange but original mix of old-school lo-fi and cheap tech sounds. Songs that started as basic blues and surf numbers now resembled wall-of-sound mono recordings from the early 60s. Like every Mojo Wire recording, the songs themselves were simultaneously awesome and awful. Maybe even more so on this first album. But I still really love many of them, especially the simpler blues tunes. Bryn's galloping 12/15 blues grew from an embryonic 3 verses and solo take into a bonkers showcase for the whole group. Each of us took a 12-bar solo before the song ran out to introduce the band on the album's first track. strongest and best song on the album came next, Long Black Leather Boots, a collaborative blues belter that crushed everything in its path with not one, not two, not even three, but four dueling Bryn and Adam guitar solos. That initial spasm of recording also included FM Blues, my slapstick whine about radio dominance, topped off with baseball stadium keyboard from Bryn.
They don't play my song on the radio no more. My life's become a chore. They don't play my song on the radio no more. Yeah, I thought times were tough, but now I know for sure.
A cover of Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out.
Well, it's out in the life of a millionaire. Spent all my money, didn't have any care. Took all my brains out for mighty good time. But the making champagne wine. Then I began to fall so low.
And Your Mama's a Hoe, the oldest and most notorious song in our short repertoire. Dumb and crude and not nearly as funny as we thought at the time.
Your mama's a hoe. Your mama's a hoe. A really big hoe.
Two more quick and dirty 12 bars rounded out this batch. The lazy groove, Can't Keep Warm.
Since she's gone, I shiver. And I can't keep warm no more. Since she's gone, I shiver. And I can't keep warm no more. All my nights are so long, 'cause I'm frozen to the core.
And Bryn's Stevie Ray Vaughan instrumental pastiche, The Witching Hour. Every other song with actual structure and arrangement took longer to finish, but all of them were good blueprints of how to do it better in the future. Brandon's drumming transformed the instrumental Whitecap into an unstoppable force of nature. Adam's ballad Stay With Me gave the album a mellow break in the middle.
Don't go, baby. Don't you walk away from me. Driving me crazy, and I'm begging you on my knees. Stay with me. Oh, darling. Please stay with me.
Wishing Well Blues jolted the sequence back into high gear with more surf rock and some bizarre Pinky and the Brain backing vocals that defied intelligence and taste, but balanced my lyrics' ham-fisted ambition. tracked 2 more that worked at gigs and ended up on the initial CDR pressings, but didn't make my final cut later. Another surf track called El Nido Thunder. Jam called Sammy's Spit Can that got another life 4 years later as Fatal Flaws. The album title came from my semi-fictional Gonzo Light music columns for UCSB's student-run Daily Nexus newspaper. Most of the lyrics, intentionally and not, became goofy parodies of every cliched theme in classic blues rock. This was almost entirely down to Adam's vocal delivery. Anyone would be hard-pressed to sing Leather Boots, Wishing Well, or especially Your Mom's a Hoe with a straight face. But Adam totally sold it. The lasting result was a streak of bent, sub-Al Yankovic humor on all our following albums. Battery Acid Blues ended up feeling like a weird dilution of some 1966 party record, made by 4 people who weren't there and didn't know a damn thing about how to do any of it. I can't emphasize how little all of this mattered to the late 90s Isla Vista UCSB scene, which mostly ignored us. Everyone and their dog was in a band, everyone threw backyard keggers, and everyone who thought they really cared about music went to downtown Santa Barbara clubs to see real bands anyway. The Battery Acid CDR languished on the now defunct Isla Vista Morning Glory music shelf, and locals paid more attention to a dying ska revival, lifeless jam bands, and rotating brat punk and metal monoliths. Playing styles at least a generation older than our peers guaranteed a hopeless disconnection with our immediate surroundings, but ultimately that didn't matter. The album's songs came alive at every show, and we pulled a small but steady crowd of hardcore friends and fans each time. Like all great stretches of pure fun, it didn't last. By the time we finished the album, we'd already dove deep into weirder sonic territory. It eventually resulted in a dead end, but going sideways from straight blues and surf staples to self-indulgent cheap psychedelia on the next record was just as much fun at the time. However, 12-bar structures and traces of crunchy blues rock popped up on all our later albums, and many of the Battery Acid songs stayed in our live set until we fell apart in 2001. Some musical reflexes just aren't forgotten, especially if they're the all-important formative ones. Battery Acid Blues was produced by the Mojo Wire at the Bedrock in Isla Vista, California, from October to December 1997. It was recorded to tape by me, Keir DuBois, and transferred to digital by Brandon Klopp. The players were Adam Hill on vocals and guitar, Bryn DuBois on guitar and keyboard, me, Keir DuBois, on bass guitar and backing vocals, and Brandon Klopp on drums. All songs were remastered in September 2009 by me, Keir DuBois, at My Band Rocks HQ in Ventura, California. All songs written by the Mojo Wire and copyright 1997, all rights reserved, except Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out by Jimmy Cox. That's all for this episode of the My Band Rocks Audiobiography. My name is Keir DuBois. All recollections herein are mine, and if I'm wrong, I welcome any corrections or clarifications from my former bandmates or anyone else who was there. I'll return with another episode soon. Follow my infrequent band posts at MyBandRocksPod on Instagram and Twitter, or visit mybandrocks.com for a little more info. Thanks for listening.